In this project, you'll blink single color LEDs and beep tones on the speaker to create your own miniature light show. Within the void setup function, you'll use three pin mode functions to set ports 2, 4, and 6 as outputs. Each of these ports is going to hold one of your single color LED lights. A fourth pin mode function sets port A5 as an output. That's where your speaker's plugged in. Within the void loop function, the first function you have is a digital write with the arguments 2 and high. This is going to turn on the LED that's plugged into port 2. Next you have a tone function with the arguments A5 and 500. This will start a tone of 500 Hz playing to port A5 where your speaker is plugged in. You'll notice there's no delay between these two functions, so these are going to look like they happen at exactly the same time. Next you have a delay function with an argument of 1000. That means the code is going to wait here for 1000 milliseconds or 1 second before moving on to the next line of code. I've left a blank line in my program because it helps me organize which LED is on and which tone is playing, even though it's not required for the computer code to actually work. The next function that the code will run is a digital write function that turns on the LED plugged into port 4 and starts to play a tone with the tone function of 1000 Hz on port A5. Again, the code delays for 1000 milliseconds here with a tone of 1000 Hz playing and both ports 2 and 4 turned on. Next, you'll use the digital write function with the arguments 6 and high to turn on port 6 and the final single color LED. The tone function with arguments A5 and 1500 will play a tone of 1500 Hz on port A5, and you'll delay for 1000 milliseconds with all three LEDs turned on and a tone of 1500 Hz playing on the speaker. Next, you're going to turn off the LEDs, first with a digital write function with the arguments 2 and low, then a digital write with 4 and low arguments, and digital write 6 and low arguments. Because there's no delaying between these functions, these are going to look like they happen at exactly the same time. Next you have a no tone function, and that only needs one argument. Which port are you stopping the tone from playing on? Because your speaker is plugged into port A5, you put A5 in here to stop any tone that's playing on the speaker. There's a delay of 1000 milliseconds with no LEDs on and no tone playing at all, before the code reaches the closing curly brace of the void loop, jumps back up to line 11, and starts running the code inside the void loop function again.